The scariest answer of all? Yeah. When somebody's like blissfully unaware of all the goal.
I call this meeting to order. This is a special meeting of the Northfield Public School Board. Today is Wednesday, June 24th, 2026, and the time is 5:15 p.m. This meeting is being live streamed and recorded. The recording of this meeting will be posted on the district website as soon as possible. We're here tonight to discuss and vote on bids for the Northfield High School Reimagine project and to receive a presentation for a 2-year transportation contract with Benjamin Bus. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda? Okay, motion by Jenny, second by Amy. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Okay, we have an approved agenda. First up is individual items for action. We have one item tonight, as I said. I'm going to read a little bit of a preview here, and then we'll invite up Sal and Josh. So Sal Bagley with Wold Architects and Josh Cooper with Knutson Construction will discuss the outcome of the rebidding process for the Reimagine Northfield High School project. The district is grateful for the hard work that went into value engineering the project to align with the voter-approved and other applicable district resources. The low bid contract rebidding saw more competition than in March. The mechanical contract used the best value process. It was lower than the March submission, but above the original projection. There are still variables to reconcile, which is typical in the post-bid process, especially after value engineering. Based on the rebidding process, Wold, Knutson, and the district expect the Reimagine Northfield High School project to remain on schedule and within the project budget. The board is requested to approve the trade package contracts. I'll take a motion, then we'll welcome Sal and Josh to share and take questions from board members. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Maggie, second?
Second.
Second from Claudia. All right, welcome Sal and Josh.
Good. Good afternoon. Thank you for having us here this afternoon, this evening, and really holding this special session so we could get this project moving a little bit moving more forward now. He's been out there. You've seen dirt moving, obviously, but. So as you mentioned, we received bids on June 16th. We received actually 48 bids if you include the 2 mechanical best value bids that were proposed. Nearly all of them came under what we were projecting, which is great, and under what kind of the first go around that we saw happen back in March. And really the only one that did go up was part of the kind of the value engineering process that we did between masonry and metal wall panels. So good coverage throughout all the packages. There were a couple where we only had 2 bidders, but for the most part they were in line or under our budget, but also relatively close, which means we got good competitive numbers for the day. As mentioned, the best value process that we went through, Ryan Mechanical scored the best for us and also had the lowest price, which is great. We've with this approval tonight, we'll get rolling on contracts and get our submittal process and kind of procurement underway. Anything else you wanted to pick up?
The only other note, kind of building upon messages we've had at previous board meetings, is that we did have 8 awarded contracts prior to this evening, and some of our value engineering exercises impacted their scopes, so we have those changes out for pricing with them presently. So still waiting to hear back from those 8 scopes on the savings that affected them. Not all of them were impacted, but several of them were.
Correct.
Dr. Hillman, did I see your hand?
Yeah, I just want to really thank Sal and Josh and the entire team from Wold and from Knutson, and also our district team, all the people who brought forth ideas for the value engineering process. There were ideas that were from contractors who had won some bids back in March. There were ideas from contractors who weren't awarded bids, back in March. Staff members brought ideas forward, and it took quite a heavy lift, but I'm really pleased with the effort that resulted in getting a scope that got us on schedule and on budget. So again, always some post-bid work to be done, but just thanks to the teams from Wold and from Knutson, all the people who contributed, and especially want to highlight, Val Murdersdorf and Justin Robley from the district did a tremendous amount of work in terms of making sure to align, what we were going out for with the resources that we had. So a lot of hard work, some difficult decisions, and just appreciate the entire team's effort to make that happen.
And I should clarify, the motion is to approve 14 low bid contracts and 2 best value contracts for a total contract award of $69,634,367. Apologize for not including that in the initial motion.
And Corey, which one, I think the other part that I just want the public to know and to see is that when the finished product is going to be exceptional, right? And I think that we can miss the long-term piece, in some of these short-term decisions. And the improved building is going to be a huge win for this community. It's going to be a huge win for the students who are attending the school. It's going to be a huge win for the staff. It's going to help us with recruiting. So we're really excited to get past this really important step in the process. And again, just so thrilled to see the updates that will happen for the students, for the families, for the staff, and the community.
Corey, just wanted to correct you. Just one best value award. I think that was a typo.
Okay. thank you
Just
for clarifying
mechanical this go around.
that. Ellie, should we redo the motion when we get to that point? Not initially, no. Okay. So we're probably, how's it in the agenda?
I didn't hear you say it before when you just
I
said
did
it
not
right
say
now.
it the first
Correct,
time.
yeah.
Okay. All right, board members, are there any questions? Amy?
I just wanted to say I had the interesting experience of being part of the best value bidding process, and I was interesting to see both what happened in the spring, and then when the bid came back, we had the same contractors but had rebid, and they had upped their game as well, and it was I feel a much stronger process with this last contract this time around, and I'm really glad we went through it. We got substantially better bids on it as well. So thank you, everyone who worked on that to make that happen that way.
Yeah, I think you did a great job on your scoring, and it's a solid contractor. Ryan Mechanicals, they'll be good, and a very complex, large scope.
Jenny, you had questions, comments?
Just one super quick question. Seeing as we have 15 new, contracts and new contractors, out of the 15, were there any out of state?
There are none out of state. Nope, they're all local.
Thank you.
Yeah. And if it helps, the foreman at Ryan lives in Cannon Falls, so he'll be on your doorstep every issue you have.
You may not want us to know that. Anyone on this side? Okay, so we have a motion for 14 low bid contracts to be approved and 1 best value contract for a total of a little more than $69 million. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, passes.
Thank you.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead.
good evening.
Thank you. All right, and moving to item 4, items for discussion reports. We'll now turn to Dr. Hillman for the last time at a Northfield board meeting to present the 2-year transportation contract proposal with Benjamin Bus for the 26-28 school years with an option to extend for 2 more years. Dr. Hillman.
Yes, so I'm presenting this for Director of Finance Val Murdersdorf, who is, of course, our transportation liaison and negotiated the contract with Benjamin Bus. In the executive summary, you'll see that we're recommending the 2-year contract with an option to extend it for 2 years after that. You will notice that it does include some new language that is really important to the district because what will happen is that the supervision for students who require supervision on bus routes will now be managed and handled by Benjamin Bus, and then they will bill the district for that. The loaded cost that's in the contract, when we say loaded cost, we mean the hourly rate plus the benefits, is very similar to what our staff are paid now, but it will also relieve a lot of administration work on the district's side. So this would be the bus EAs, the bus educational assistants would be hired and managed by Benjamin Bus. And so this is an important change to the contract. Again, we also wanted to highlight that there's some new MDE guidance ensuring that general ed and special education transportation rates are the same unless there's a substantial lift in, or a substantial difference in vehicles. So, for example, you might charge more for a bus if it has a lift as part of it, if that's an example. So that was brought into alignment in this proposed agreement as well. And you'll see that we did increase the fuel escalation rate from $2.75 to $3 per gallon. So that does relieve the district of, 25 cents per gallon when we go above the fuel escalation cost. So again, this is the highlights of the proposal. This is just the first reading, so we'll ask you to approve it, or you'll be asked to approve it at the meeting in July. And Val will be here to answer any further questions that people have. We wanted to make sure we got it at the special meeting so people in the public could see. You also notice that there were 2 bids. One bid did not include all of the requirements for the bidding process. And of course, we're really grateful to have Benjamin Bus, a longtime community partner, who certainly has provided excellent and safe transportation for our students.
Thank you, Dr. Hillman, for those closing comments. I was going to add too, for those who don't have the packet in front of them, we did have 2
Quotations.
quotations come in, but only one that met all the documents. And then the district did publish this in the Northfield News to gain attention for some bids, and then also had reached out to a couple other transportation contractors who had expressed interest in the past, but not sure if one of them were the ones who did submit. But in the end, we have Benjamin Bus, who we've had a long-standing positive relationship with. And as you said, we'll take this up at the July 13th meeting. Board members, any questions about the contract? Maggie?
I'm just curious, I appreciate having the list of the vehicles that Benjamin Bus has. I wonder if there has been any discussion of including electric buses in the future?
Yes, we've discussed electric vehicles many times, and Benjamin Bus is prepared to move in that direction. There are some grants that we've talked about for electric buses. One of the challenges that Benjamin Bus faces in moving to electric vehicles is the infrastructure that's required to charge those vehicles. So I know that in many conversations that I've had with John, he is very forward-thinking and is interested in that direction and looking at how there's been a lot of grants for the initial, buying the bus itself, but not for the infrastructure that's required to house them. And so I think the other part of this that is interesting, of course, Maggie, my affection for electric vehicles, and I think there's also some interesting pieces to see for other states. For example, New York has just extended its requirement. New York passed a law that said all the school buses would have to be electric within a certain number of years, and that has been extended as people are learning about when you integrate electric vehicles into your fleet, what's the maintenance, how far can they go in the winter, things like that. And so I think we're at a good spot because other people are doing some of the testing for us. And when John and Benjamin Bus are ready to move in that direction, I think there'll be some greater data about what does it really take to change your full fleet over.
Sir, no one else? Okay. Well, again, that was just for information, so we'll talk about that again on July 13th. And that is going to be it for today's business. Future meetings, we have one, as I just said, Monday, July 13th, 2026 at 6 p.m. here in the Northfield District District Office Boardroom. That's a regular meeting. And then we have one August 10th, Monday at 6 p.m. That's a regular board meeting, also here. Monday, August 24th at 6 p.m., another regular board meeting here in the District Office Boardroom. And then looking ahead even further, September, students will be back, teachers will be back, it'll be good. That's Monday, September 14th, 6 p.m. in this meeting, or in this meeting space. All right, can I get a motion for adjournment? Oh, I'm sorry, yes, Amy.
I'm just a little sad because today is Dr. Hillman's last official meeting. So I just wanted to thank him for 17 years with the district. I know we went through this all last time, but since this is the last moment, I thought we should also say thank you again. We wish you all the most success, and I just want to give you a round of applause for everything you've done.
Thank you all. It's been a privilege. You are a model board to work with, and I adore all of you. I wish you well in the future.
Thank you, and you won't be far. You can let us know when we step aside and make mistakes. So, all right, motion for adjournment from Jeff's not here, or anyone else?
Motion.
Maggie, all right. Second from anyone? Second from Jenny. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right.